Alright, you guys, I'm going to share 5 games today, and they're games I've never looked at. We're just going to go through from the start. We've got 2 sub 1000, they're in like the 600 to 700 rating range, and then we've got 3 in the 14 and 1500s. So it's just going to be fun going through these games. Now, the first one is a 2-minute, I guess it's bullet. Why members of Chess Bootcamp Club are playing bullet chess, I don't know, because I don't recommend it. But anyway, so this has been sent in by 2DC. It's got the black pieces. Obviously, it's going to be quick. Oh, there is an increment as well. Might be a 2-1. Okay, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, the Italian game. Now, the question is 2DC trying out my new black repertoire that we haven't got a name for yet? Yes, indeed. We have the Russo, boys and girls. So the Russo gambit. We're offering up a pawn here, apparently for free. But if takes, then we get to play d5 in this situation. Right? If pawn takes, we get d5 in, we get e4 in, or even e4 straight away to hit the knight. So white declines, doesn't recognize it. And we take towards the center, so we've just captured a center pawn with a wing pawn. What's not to like? And now the knight takes, and this is obviously a mistake. This is terrible, because we walk straight into d5 and a pawn fork, and there are often problems in the Italian with this kind of idea. Because your bishop is here, your knight, if your knight is ever tempted to that square, there's always the risk of d5, fork. Bishop moves, knight falls. Okay, now white can now capture here because this knight is pinned against the king. However, I noticed queen d5 as a potential evil. Yes, indeed, well spotted 2DC. Queen comes out now here with check. And this is potentially an issue, because if you block with g6, you've got knight takes g6, pawn can't take because queen takes rook. It's a kind of pattern that I'm seeing more and more. Okay, we have g6. Now, do we have knight c6? Knight g6, sorry. No, we have bishop takes. Pawn takes bishop. Alright, so white's got out of losing a piece in that sense, but is still a piece behind. Okay. Surely this drops the queen. Does this not just drop the queen? Mate. Black. 2DC, you could have just took the queen here, mate. So bishop to f5. What the hell? Take the damn queen. Okay, damn queen moves out the way. Now preventing also black from castling. But we do have this. This is an idea. Okay, shoo the queen away. Get her off of that diagonal. And then I guess we ought to be able to castle. Although the rook, if the rook ends up on this square, we have to watch out for a knight fork on both rooks. That's a thought. Okay, bishop e7, good. Queen moves away. And now we castle. Excellent. Okay, so this pawn is hanging. This knight is defended only by the queen. This move looks very tempting. Bishop d6. Pinning the knight onto the queen as well. Very nice position here for black. Now, do we get... Yes! Bishop d6. Nice. Right? I mean, we're not necessarily winning because the knight is defended by a pawn, but we're +2 at this point in time. We're up a whole bishop for a pawn. And also, white, it has to be said, is down to 17 seconds, which is not a lot. Develops a bishop. And we now... Oh, this is a nice little move. So we're deflecting away the defender of the knight. And because white takes, because white hasn't got much time, because white is practicing playing bad chess, then pawn moves, and now we can just have the knight for free. Yay, hey. And what's more, we've also now got 2 attackers on this bish, too. And sure, you're going to take the queen now. Please take. Thank you. Takes the queen. Okay. Oh, nice. And a lovely back rank mate to finish. Okay. But no one playing at their best. However, thank you very much for showing me a Russo gambit. Okay. Keep them coming, guys. Right. This next one is with Dianogar. Rated 675, and we're getting slightly more sensible with our time controls. We've got 5-minute blitz. This is not a long game, I can already see from the move list. e4, e5, Vienna, f6. This is an interesting one. Okay, d4. f6 is a really funny move. Ben Feingold says never play f6. I mean, you'd be tempted to do that, but then g6. Yeah, it's not really. But d4 looks good. Cracking things open already. Too many pawn moves from black. d5, winning space at least. And, knight out to f3. Bishop pins knight. Bishop breaks pin. Knight to here. Well, how does this game finish in the next few moves? I can't tell. Is there a sexy mate? Castles. Knight here. Alright. I still don't see it. Knight to there. Okay. Oh, it's a semi-smother. It's a semi-smothered mate. If white captures here now, the king only has the one square, but the knight controls both of them. Oh, let it be so. f5. Happy dance, happy dance. Okay, so it's not technically a smothered mate, but the knight is doing the job all on its own. Rare to see. Beautiful. So I shared a smothered mate the other day. That was really good fun. And this one. So this is Jake PC1. And so we're now over the 1400, over the 1000. We're into the 1400s. Taking on Bro with the Sticks. And we are now at a leisurely and middle-aged 10-minute rapid game. e4, the Durash gambit. So this isn't the Durash gambit that I know against the Scandinavian. This is the straight out of the blocks Durash gambit. Obviously originated with the same guy, Durash from, I guess, Hungary. And it starts with f5. I mean, this is mental. And I think that Jake has submitted this for punishing dumbass openings. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look how the game goes. I mean, this is a rotten way to start a game of chess. It is. I mean, you really just ought to take the pawn, right? But like the move that's played here, Queen h5 check. Then that surely just walks into g6. g6 is played. No. No. If pawn takes and bishop takes, is that mate? It is, you know. Oh, that's gorgeous. So, I mean, for anyone who's never faced the Durash gambit before, to come up with that idea, that is lovely. Okay, knight comes out with a fork on queen and pawn now. All right, so what do we do? I mean, we can drop back here to save the pawn, I guess. Or to f3, yep. Takes. Oh no, we can't save the pawn because it's under attack by a pawn as well. Fascinating. White has his queen out in the board, which ain't great. But black has a completely fractured kingside with very weak dark squares. So now g4 from Jake. g4. Okay, so again, this is a deflection tactic like we saw in the last game. If the pawn takes, the pawn is also the only defender of the knight, so the pawn can't take. Knight retreats, attacks the queen again. Queen comes here, now clearly eyeing up the rook on h8. Knight comes back to defend the rook. Wow, this is one ugly game. Okay, pawn takes inwards, pawn takes outwards, and damn, we're on move 7, and nobody's bothered with any development whatsoever. Okay, this is nice. Absolute pin on the knight, which means that the rook is now on prise. Rook is technically hanging. Rook has to move. Good. And now the knight comes out to join in the fun. Where's it going to go to? Can't go to here because rook can just take, but this is perfectly viable. The knight is still pinned. Bishop comes out now attacking the queen. Decent move. d4 blocks and gets some control of the centre. Nice move there. Good thinking like that. And h6. Well, I guess now that the bishop's blocked the rook, the knight could jump into here and cause some trouble. This is a horrible. I mean, guys, if you're looking for tips on how to play chess, this ain't it really. This is ugly. This is a down and dirty street fight in an alley. Now, One thing I do notice here with this move, with rook g1, is I think white can actually go ahead and take this pawn because the knight can't recapture because the knight's in an absolute pin. It'd be illegal. And if the bishop captures, you've then got rook takes rook, checkmate. Oh no, the bishop would have to retreat back to there. But you'd win a rook. So there to there, and now surely, come on, take on h6. Yes! Takes on h6, he figures it out. We now have 2 attackers on this bishop, 2 defenders though. So that was a decent defensive move by black there. Also, the knight is no longer pinned, so I think we're going to have to retreat the bish. Or trade it off, there you go, yeah. Trades off, why not? Now, I'd just be looking to consolidate, I really would. Just get the rooks into the game. The king's moved, this rook is not joining anytime soon. These pieces aren't great. Yes, we want to strike out at our opponent and get the win, but might as well use all your big guns, so that's what I'd be doing. Okay, so here Jake instead trades off again, but this pawn's kind of in the way of the queen here, and I can't see an easy way to get the queen into the game, so I'd be looking at that. Yes, good. Bishop out, now castles, yes. And now we've got a rook ready to come over to g1. The counterpoint rook is not even playing yet, it hasn't turned up. Okay, queen comes out, not looking at this, it's defended, can't go there, can't go there. So it's a kind of a funny move, but I guess black's trying to just clear the back rank to get the rook into the game. So now it's time to strike out. How would I do this? Rook g1 check looks interesting, but it's just going to force the king onto the back rank. You could try and trade off more stuff, but I'm not really sure that's in white's interests. It does, however, free up the queen to come over. This pawn's really a pain now. So maybe even knight here, you know. Even trade it off, even lose. Well, you can't lose the pawn because it's defended. Yeah, I'd think about it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Jake thought the same, 95. Hang on. Hang on. Got 2 attackers on here, 2 defenders. If rook g1, the king's going to be forced back, has to go back to here to continue to defend the knight, otherwise the knight falls. Then we've got queen g3 threatening to come in with mate. Maybe not from that angle, but that angle. Okay, so queen g3 first. Okay, you can play these in either order. Same result, really. And now rook g1, yeah? Yeah, rook g1. And this is a checkmate threat. Also adds 3 attackers to this with the queen as well. So how does black wriggle out of this? There? Queen still has this square though, forcing the king back to there, but then it does cover that. Okay, yeah, knight f6 is played. Good. I approve of the move. However, after queen here, you still have 3 attackers. 1, 2, 3 on that knight. So I think the knight's going to fall. Good. King moves. Oh, you beauty. Oh, you bloody beauty. Look at that. As queen sack. Jake. Respect, bruv. If knight takes, queen, rook takes, and because the knight is guarding the square, it's a checkity biggity bong, mate. Nice. Like to see it. Okay. Beautiful. Jake, thanks for sharing that one. It was a dumbass opening, and indeed you went on and punished it, but it wasn't a pretty fight, it was an ugly fight. Okay, got 2 now submitted by Christina, one of our coaches at Chess Bootcamp Live. I don't know what these are, I don't know how long they go on for, well I can kind of see from this one. And Christina's now motoring her way up through the 1500s, heading up to 1600. And we've got an e4, ooh, e4 c6. So I was kind of hoping for an e5 because Christina's a famously aggressive Vienna player, but we have a Siciliano. So what is Christina playing against the Sicilian? She's playing the Allopin. It's a good response. It scores well. Okay, and d6. So the idea of the Allopin, a bit like it's like the Ponziani, when you've got the knights out, is that you're basically just preparing d5, d4. Okay, it's a bit like the Caro-Kann in reverse, you know. So anyway, we have takes, and pieces restored in the center of the board. White is slightly better here. Black develops a knight, attacking this pawn that's undefended. Got a few ways to defend. Knight c3 defends. Okay, and now we're actually kind of in a slightly Vienna-like situation with these two knights out on the board. So I don't think I'd be totally surprised to see f4 played at some point in time. But no, knight f3. Queen out. And now e5. We have two attackers, we have two defenders. What? Black doesn't even attempt to defend the knight. Why not? We takes. Black is down a piece for a pawn. What gives? Yeah, bishop e5 check. Something's going to block, bishop blocks, we trade off. We're a piece up. Trades are good. And, okay. So we've got an extra knight here. That's attacked once, actually defended twice. That's not a problem. We've been able to castle. Black is also castled. Queen comes out, getting ready to connect the rooks and complete development. Queen down to here, but the queen can't really come to any of these squares. It's just going to get traded off. Okay, Christine offers a trade of bishops, and really that dark square bishop has nowhere to go because its own pawn is in the way here. And likewise there, so... Whoa. Okay. So this appears to be a counterattack on b2. Also lines the queen up with the king. Right, so Christina ignores the tension between the bishops. Ignores the threat against b2. Might be threatening something like then the knight moving here or here, attacking the queen, and then forcing a trade of rooks? I don't know. Okay, queen takes pawn anyway. We trade the bishops off. Right, we're now 2 pawns down for our piece. So we have an extra knight, but 2 fewer pawns. Knight comes up to harass the queen. Queen runs away. Knight hits the queen. Not entirely convinced with this move. I mean, the queen's got plenty of squares to go to, and it's moving the knight away from the action area. And away from the center as well. So queen retreats. It's kind of one of those one move attacks that doesn't really achieve much. Okay, and rook takes here. Now, pawn pushes. So really this knight now is going to have to come back round. That's going to take a bit of time. Here it comes, yeah. Queen just ties everything together. Now, everything's actually defended. Christine has coordination. Everything's defended on that side of the board. Oh, and she throws the knight in again. But why? That's defended by the queen. That's defended by the queen. Right, knight comes in, also attacking nothing at all. A3, I guess, protects that square. Knight comes in, blah, blah, blah. It's a little bit fiddling with knights now. Okay, so this obviously comes with a checkmate threat. Forces g6. The other knight comes in again, and now we're looking at a royal fork. That's very dangerous. Nice to see these knights working together. Okay. King comes forward. h4 is played. I'll be maybe looking at this as well, trying to get the queen in. But h4 to open things up. Pawn pushes. Oh, what? Oh, I like that. Okay, so here's a sack, right? If the queen takes and accepts going up the exchange, we have knight takes e6, family fork. Queen, rook, and king can't be played. So, pawn comes forward, takes. The queen falls for it? No way! No way! And then knight takes there. Okay, but I mean, that is a really, really good spot. Yeah. I'm surprised a 1582 with nearly 7 minutes on the clock fell for this one though. Really, really didn't want to do that. But I mean, what else can he do? What else can he do? The queen's pinned on the king, right? If he doesn't take, oh, that's a lovely move. Well done, Christina. That is even better than it looked at first. And then queen falls, and I'm guessing there's a resignation there. That's a really nice one. Right, we've got one more to share, guys. This is also from Christina, who's now 1580, romping up against Jungval 57, rated 1546. Again, it's a 10-minute rapid, and again, it ain't the longest. Now, Christina said to me, this is a favourite line of hers in the Vienna. Very quick, deadly attack. Do I know it? I don't know. Let's have a look. The Vienna game, okay? Now here I play bishop c4. Okay, she does that. And again, and here the move I play is queen g4. Good. Okay, and g6 is played. Right now, this is one of the defenses here, because obviously the queen's actually attacking g7 now. The other line that you get quite often is this, which is a load of fun, because then you come in with a knight. This is the whole queen trap line, which is very interesting. g6 is also a very kind of natural looking move. Right, and where do we go from here? Queen drops back to f3, just pivoting round and just squaring up again against f7 with a threat of mate in 1. So again, something needs to be done. Queen to here. Now this is a position that I must have had myself many times. And now the knight comes in. Okay, yeah. We trade queens, knight comes out. This is now looking very strong for white. Bishop retreats. I'm sure I must have seen this. Bishop retreats to there. Defending c7. And how does she finish him off in 3 moves? d3, okay, we're preparing to unleash the dark squared bishop. Knight to here, okay. That now undefends this square, so there is a danger of check there, but that's not winning. What's played? Okay, knight f6 check is played, indeed. King moves to... Oh, f8, that's surely a blunder. Because check, mate, beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, I like that very much. Now, I'm sure that was a blunder. I'm going to just check the game review, because I think if the king had moved the other way, it's probably all right. 95.6, mate. Well done. And looks like 2 great moves. Okay. g6 idea. Good. Queen mistake. And that's a great move, yep. It's just such a signature move in the Vienna. Okay, takes. Bishop comes back. Inaccurate. And that's a blunder. Yeah. Great move. And this is surely a blunder, yeah. Because it's mate in 1. Now the best move, obviously, is to move the other way. Still +6 for white, though. That's interesting. So let me pull up the chess.com Explorer and see how many times I've faced this kind of situation and how I've dealt with it. So my game says white. See if we can remember the moves. The Vienna game. Bishopy. This is the full copycat. Queen g4 attacks this. Now in the game we didn't get this, so you can see what I've faced before. Queen f6 with the idea of queen takes f2 looks like almost mate. Yeah, it's a big almost, right? Queen f6 is played maybe 2/3 of the time. g6 is played a bit less. And now it was queen f3. Yeah, so I've got a 52% win rate here. Looks maybe a bit better. I could maybe improve on this. Okay, now the move I've seen the most here is knight f6, which does better for black. That's probably the best move. Queen f6 we have had. Okay, and then yeah, you can see there I've played d3, twice, but knight d5, same move, signature move. Queen takes f3, and I win every time from this position. Knight takes f3. Now, this is what we've had before, and then bishop d6 is played half the time, defending this pawn and preventing the fork. Absolutely. I play d3 as well. I've played c3 once. Okay, but I played d3, and now knight g to e7 I've had once, and then knight a5 I've also seen from this position. So I've only actually been here twice. We've had this once, and that we saw was a mistake, I think, on there. And now knight f6 check, and I've had king f8. Oh, what? Hang on. Bishop h6 check. Checkmate. Oh, it is checkmate. Okay, so I have actually had that line. I've had that line in one game against MTO, the power of something. The power of L. Okay, when I was in the 1400s, so I've had that exact same game as Christina had. Fascinating stuff. Oh, wow. Well, it's definitely one to remember. I'll try and drill it into the old memory banks. But there you go, guys. 5 fun games for a Monday. Hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching through these with me. Please subscribe to Chess Bootcamp if you haven't subscribed. I'll see you all soon.